Alright, so it turns out I'm not a magical girl. Hello, everybody. My name is Derangerous, and this is Let's Talk Anime. But before we talk anime, I just got a question. You ever realize how much a tiny little spark can create a magical explosion? Okay, let me rephrase that. You ever wonder if anything you do is insignificant? I get that. But believe it or not, what we see as insignificant in our eyes can be a major significance in other people's eyes. For all we know, it was really magical, with tons of magic. Now, normally on the show, we spend a lot of time talking about a certain series. Like we talked about Berserk or Yu-Gi-Oh! Today, though, we're going to be focusing on the magical girl genre as a whole. What created it? Who inspired it? And if we're going to talk about who created it, we got to talk about the progenitor of the magical girl genre. We got to go all the way back to the godfather of Japanese anime and manga, Osamu Tezuka Sensei. For those of you who don't know, Osamu Tezuka is the guy who created anime and manga. He's the creator of various series, such as Astro Boy or Kimba the White Lion, and more specifically, Princess Knight. Now, I bet you're wondering, what in the world is Princess Knight? Princess Knight is simple. She was a princess who pretended she was a prince so she didn't get married off, and who would also fight as a knight. But the anime and manga itself created something unique in the whole franchise, and that was the idea of a female protagonist that was a hero. So despite it being super simple and super cheesy, it did pave the way for other series to come forth. So after Princess Knight, there was another series. This one, once again, having a female protagonist, and it was called Himitsu no Akko-Chan. It was the first magical girl manga. Then, after that, now this is when things get a little interesting, came Sally the Witch. Now, as of right now, it's debatable which one was the first magical girl series, because they were both officially the first magical girl series, except Himitsu no Akko-Chan was the first magical girl manga, while Sally the Witch was the first magical girl anime, because Sally the Witch came out after Himitsu no Akko-Chan, which came out before Sally the Witch. However, after that was done, how about this? TLDR, Sally the Witch first anime, Akko was the first manga. Sally the Witch was the first anime, but it got a little extra help. Who did it get help from? Well, it got help from Bewitch. Yes, Bewitch. Well, the Japanese dub of Bewitch, that is. It was really popular in America, so they had to bring it over to Japan. In fact, both Samantha from Bewitch and Sally the Witch share something in common. They're both witches who pretend they're humans just so they can blend in with human society. Next up, you have Mahotsukai Chappie and Majoko Meguchan. What makes these two series unique is that they create the whole motif of the little witch, which is seen in a lot of other works, as you see some magical girls being witches. But not just witches. It also introduced multiple magical girls at once. And with multiple magical girls comes the power of friendship. Next up, you have Magical Princess Miki Momo and Creamy Mommy Magical Angel. These series created something truly awesome. The whole transformation sequence. As in both of their respective series, both the main characters would transform into older versions of themselves, one of which actually getting a job as a police officer, or being a flight attendant, or a veterinarian. While another one actually created the lolicon fad. Yeah. But on the plus side, they came due to the Equal Employment Act coming out. And with that, it was showing that women can work jobs that didn't involve being in the kitchen. Women have rights. Women can do whatever the fuck they want. But then, everything changed. When Sailor Moon came into prominence, you see, Sailor Moon was able to take all the unique concepts that were already shown in the previous Magical Girl series and expand upon them further with having something of a very unique romantic relationship among the different characters. Well, among two specific characters, Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask. You are not going to start that shit again, okay? We're not going there again. We're not. I saw you roll your eyes.
I didn't say anything.
I saw you roll your eyes.
We're not. Tuxedo Mask is a stupid name.
Oh, and Sailor Moon is the world's greatest name in the world. Hello, everybody. My name is the name of a type of uniform worn by Japanese schoolgirls. Yeah, real smart.
Right, because Tuxedo Mask is so great.
At least it's not named after a school uniform.
But she's a school girl, so she wears school uniform.
Okay, so what? You want Tuxedo Mask to be wearing a boy's uniform?
Sure, why not?
Oh yes, he's gonna be what? Uniform boy mask. But Sailor Moon wasn't the main leader in bringing the whole magical girl craze. You see, Sailor Moon was reaching out past Japan and going into different countries, more specifically the United States. But it wasn't Sailor Moon alone. Cardcaptor Sakura also played a part in this whole craze as well. I can't believe I'm mentioning this again. And this is now the third video which I have, but 4Kids played a part. Now, as much shit as I give 4Kids, I'm going to actually have to give them credit for this one change they did. So, when they saw Cardcaptor Sakura, they were afraid that Cardcaptor Sakura was going to mainly appeal to girls because of the name. So instead, they just dropped the Sakura part and just called the series Cardcaptors, which appealed to both boys and girls. Then, a sucker punch happened, and not just any sucker punch. This sucker punch would happen years later with another unique series called Madoka Magica. What makes this series unique is that the best way for me to describe it is if Tim Burton and Sailor Moon had a kid, and then that kid hung out with Pinhead from Hellraiser and Jigsaw from Saw. And congratulations, you got Madoka Magica.
Wow.
A unique take on the magical girl genre, as it shows cute girls, cute girls, everybody happy in friendship, and then it gets dark. It gets dark, depressing, and goes and spirals out in an absolute total madness. But you see, the Magical Girl series, it actually has influenced things outside of Japan. Let's jump to Italy, shall we? Where you've got series such as Witch and the Winx Club being influenced directly from magical girls. Heck, they even transform like magical girls. Go down to France, and you've got a little show known as Miraculous Ladybug, in which the characters all do a magical girl-like transformation sequence. Plus, it follows the main motif of a magical girl series. Even in the United States, you have a little show known as Star versus the Forces of Evil. In fact, the main creator of the series, she herself sees herself as a huge fan of magical girls. But in the end, there's some things we have to admit and acknowledge. 1, magical girls are cheesy shows. 2, in the end of the day, they're literally just a 25-minute advertisement for toys. But, believe it or not, despite all that, they can have an amazing plot. They also show strong women. The transformation sequences, yes, they look hokey and lame, but it's supposed to be feminine or just plain old powerful. Or heck, why not both? And also they have such an amazing following that can lead to a bigger influence in other things. Who knows what can happen? The next Magical Girl series can combine multiple elements together and form even something better than before. So anywho, that was Let's Talk Anime. I'm your host, Dare Rangerous. Like, comment, subscribe. And if you're in the St. Louis area, you should check out Gateway Comic-Con, October 27th to the 28th. Who knows? You can be the voice actress of Pearl from Steven Universe, or Adult Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. And tune in next time. I mean, what can happen next time? Who knows what the next episode could be? I mean, it's not going to be an episode that's going to make me, like, what? Break out into a full blown out rage and start flipping a table. Right? Right? Nah, it couldn't be.